Hello guys, welcome to the Trading Parrot. Just a very short update on how things are evolving with this pattern. I'm gonna update you on the liquidity, on the long term, short term. We continue to see same developments when it comes to shorts, and I wanna give an update on that. Guys, if you like this type of content, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel, hit the notification bell so you get notified every time I put out one of these videos. And remember to subscribe the Coin Bureau trading channel, because later today, in roughly 7 hours, we're gonna have a live stream with Annie from Trade Travel Chill. Do me a favor and open the link to the live stream, which I'm gonna leave at the top of the description. Hit the notify, hit the like, and leave a comment in the live stream up front. That is really going to help the live stream to be pushed to many more people. And just a heads up, because I'm doing a Black Friday giveaway, go on and find me on Twitter. My handle is Trading Parrot. Follow the instructions and you can win one of the VIP TTP subscriptions for free for a full year. We are accumulating so far 4 deals for Black Friday in 2024, all of them to do with trading, like TradingView, Trading Different, the Trading Parrot, and High Block Capital, some of them with up to 70% in discounts. So as you can see, we are still within the triangle in here, and with every swing up and down, there is more liquidity that is being trapped on each of the extremes. We have a new order block in here that caused all these impulsive moves that were pretty good, but not enough to break out above the horizontal resistance located at 92.5 at the moment. This particular triangle can have both a bullish or a bearish breakout, and that's why we are continuing to monitor. And we also do a little bit of cheating by looking into the liquidity and to the delta and to different aspects to understand what could win this arm wrestling that at the moment has the delta pretty shallow. In here, it looks like it's all over the place, and that is because this delta is extremely small. You can see in here we are 48K, here we are minus 19K. Just a few days ago, the delta was 1.6 million, and now we have 20K, which is absolutely nothing. This reflects that people are being trapped at the top and at the bottom in a very close proximity of the price. And 99% of the time, not 100% of the time, that leads the price for a particular breakout. So if we are seeing more liquidity here at the top and it's kind of winning the arm wrestling against the 85K, it could help a lot to define what is the direction of the breakout. So think about potentially an outcome where the price hits this, retests, and continues. That could be outcome 1. Outcome 2, in order of likelihood, is a breakout in here, just liquidity hand, taking all this in intra-candle possibly, or even with a candle close, but still coming back down to 85. Be on the lookout for that. Do not trade naked without a stop loss, without a plan for things going wrong. We saw how this one, when we have the trend line horizontal, gave just a 1% of upside and still came back inside the range. So prepare yourself for potential moves tricky like that. In this case, the long-term liquidity that we can see above the price is getting heavier and heavier, and we have a clear path of blue liquidity that is teasing the price to start going towards that red. What we don't know is if the liquidity that is above will be sufficient for the price to carry on going into the 100K, because what could happen again is that the price goes there and then decides to still go to 80K and to cool down for a little bit. Remember that in seasonality, November can have and will have eventually, if it's not November, it could be beginning of December, a pullback of at the very least 15%. That is totally doable. So we need to be preparing for that and trying to read between lines whether we are gonna get manipulated into thinking that this can actually do that, or if it's just gonna do this and then take us back down to pay due diligence with what's expected and is not necessarily guaranteed, but quite high likely, is to have a pullback after an impulsive move. It's something that we need to consider as a potential plan. So possibly if this breaks out in this way, to start moving your stop loss and allowing for this to go higher, because we could break out and get into the 100K, and if you pretty much take profits in here, you might miss a longer ride as well. So think about a plan that takes in consideration the different outcomes. I think that is the way to go. You can see that the delta came back inside the range, and this is adding just a tiny bit more of probabilities that we can see the delta doing what it has done in the past in here, as opposed to what we saw in August, which was a complete flash into the lower end thanks to those shorts getting really lucky and defining a new low. We didn't do that so far in here. That would have looked like this, finding a new low even lower than that low and then start defining that. But based on seasonality, the likelihood was tilted towards coming back in the range and continuing in this way. Eventually we are going to break this line and define a new low. That has to happen at some point, but maybe this is not the time. Let's look at the liquidity today on the upside from the past 30 days. That's definitely going to help if it's substantial, if it's a lot more than this side, to help understanding what could be the breakout exit. And if we go now, let's say into 93K, which is roughly 2K above the price, we liquidate 1.51 billion. And if we go into 89K, 1.5 billion. That is showing you that the delta is extremely balanced, which in the short term on liquidity pools is the opposite. We see that the shorts are getting a lot more confident to short this price in here. And same in the long term there. So we have a bunch of points that help envision a breakout to the upside together with the delta, but the delta of liquidations coming from high block capital is not really helping us a lot. The bid and ask doesn't show a lot of clues, with very low levels that are just still fluctuating. I was thinking this morning if we are going to get a very negative funding rate, which is not the case. Having a higher funding rate doesn't necessarily help to find a bottom. Typically you look for a red one, but being very high doesn't necessarily mean we are gonna collapse either. Very high levels of funding rates are associated with times where you're in the middle of a rally. And will this candle be the one that breaks the top resistance of the CPR? Every single day I'm getting excited when we are above, and I continue to repeat, we need a daily candle closing above, and then right after that we come back down. We have these two, particularly this big one in here being above, and that is increasing the chances that we could do it because we have closed above it, but just by a slight $10 or $20, which is nothing. So I want to see a clean, no questions asked breakout above that resistance. That makes November, if we close here November, it will be extremely bullish, and it will increase the expectations of December, January and February. Guys, there's a lot more to cover, but I really have to go today. I hope you still enjoy the short update. Remember to hit notify me, like, and make a lot of noise around the live stream. I'm sure you're gonna enjoy it, and I'll see you later then. Bye bye.